Day 5. We have walked roughly 75k in the past 4 days. We are in Pamplona. It's about 9:30 in the morning. We're leaving quite late, and we're about to head on now. And just going to weigh myself and just see how much weight I'm carrying.
Permanezca quieto y erguido. Si no, baje de la plataforma.
Good time, yeah?
Su ticket se está imprimiendo. Recoja su ticket. No olvide sus pertenencias.
So I weigh 101 kilograms with all the stuff on. My normal weight is 71 kilograms. I weighed myself just before we left, 71. So that's 81, 91, 101. I'm carrying 30 kilograms, which is almost 50% of my body weight. And Tori carries this bag, which is about 8 kilograms, about a third of the time. I carry it 2/3 of the time, so there we go. We're well signposted coming out of Pamplona. These little shell symbols symbolize the Camino itself. And they're a symbol of what the pilgrims used to do. That's where we're going today, all the way over there. What the pilgrims used to do before they had water containers is that they would use these shells. You see it on the back of my pack? See these? Lift it up. Yeah? You see these shells? They would drink water from that. Whenever they got to a stream, they would just drink water from the shell. So that now symbolizes the Camino. So from yesterday we walked from Zubiri to Pamplona, which was the easiest walk so far, less undulating and easier underfoot as well.
We also had great weather.
We also had great weather.
Yeah.
But still took us a long time. We walked for 8 hours. You know, it is about 22k. It took us 8 hours. We take about a 10-minute break every hour and a half to feed and water ourselves and Indigo. And so probably 50 minutes in total of breaks. So we're on our feet for over 7 hours walking. But we're carrying a lot of weight. More than probably everyone will.
Yesterday I got a lesson, and it was in about not being fixed to any decision that we make and just being open to going where the universe has planned for us, like water being free and just flow to the easiest route. What we did was the Korean girls who'd been staying with us the previous 2 nights said to me that the albergues in Pamplona were shut, so they were going to stay at the Hostel Hemingway. So I decided, okay, we're going to stay at the Hostel Hemingway. And it's a little bit more than we budgeted for. It's very nice, it's clean, and you know, it's a lovely place. But obviously, we'd planned to stay at the albergues. And when we got into Pamplona, we asked somebody for directions to the albergues, and a gentleman walked past and said, "Oh, you're pilgrims. I'll show you where the albergue is." And I said, "Oh, well, isn't it closed this time of year?" And he said, "No, there's one particular one that's open all year." And I looked at him, and he was he just looked very, very, really pure and light, and just like a really nice person. And but I had this decision in my mind, oh, but the Koreans are going to Hostel Hemingway, and there's free Wi-Fi there, and so I kind of said, no, we'll go to Hostel Hemingway. And then we got there, and the energy is so different from being in the albergues, because when you're in the albergue, everybody's on the pilgrimage, and they've all walked for 8 hours, and people are kind of more in a more meditative state. It's just a completely different energy than walking into a hostel where there's lots of young people who are staying maybe on holiday, or who are going out partying and playing live music. So even the colour on the walls, it was painted red in the bedroom, all 4 walls, and it's just a very, very different energy and feel to it. And I could really feel the difference than staying with the pilgrims.
This is where we're going today. Well, we're not too sure where we're going. We're starting here in Pamplona. It shows the elevation coming up. We may stop in Zadi Weggy tonight, or there's no other albergues open until Puente La Reina over here, which is 19 kilometers from here. But we walked 8 hours. We walked 8 hours yesterday, and we walked 8 hours the day before. The day before that we walked over 6 hours, and the day before that 4 hours. So 2 8-hour walks in 2 days is a lot. So we're really feeling it. So we may stop in Zarekegi tonight and rest up there to see how we're feeling. We have that Korean fighting spirit. Ho! That's what the Koreans do. Before they go set up, they go, ho! I said, what's that? What's that you're doing? They said, oh, fighting spirit, ho! You know? So we'll see how our fighting spirit is today. But we've really had it so far. We're going over the top of that. It's called Alto de Perdón, which is the height of, maybe the height of forgiveness, the height of being pardoned. So maybe we get a full pardon for all our sins if we go over the top of this. We'll see. So 5 days ago, you see the white peaks in the very far distance. 5 days ago we started behind them. Here we are. Almost 100k clocked up. What have you got to say for the folks at home, darling?
Wow, you check out the scenery. It's pretty spectacular. I thought we were going to have an easy day today. I thought, okay, because we've got Indigo, we'll do it a bit less day and take it easy. But the Camino really is like a spiritual practice. Sometimes you think you're going to take it easy, and
Doesn't let you.
it makes it difficult for you. So today's probably been one of the most difficult days for both of us, and we'll see how we get on. But it's a beautiful day, it's gorgeous scenery. I mean, it really is fabulous to be here. But just the old feet are struggling, and the mind a bit maybe too.
Franz decided to go to a very auspicious point.
It's a lovely view.
What we thought was going to be our easiest day has turned into our most epic day. We've got to the top of this, I call it a hill, into this little village where it said that the albergue was open all year round, and it's closed, and everything's closed. There isn't anything, not that there's much here. There's a tiny shop, a restaurant and a hostel, and the restaurant and hostel are connected, and that's it. And the place is completely dead, like a ghost town. Today's the 5th of January, which is like Christmas Eve here in Spain. Spanish celebrate Christmas, well, really on the 6th of January, which is like the Three Kings Day. And so it's like Christmas Day for them, Christmas Eve for them today, so everything's completely closed. And the next point, we can either go back down the hill or push on forward. When we push on forward, it's another 12k over a mountain, down a very steep descent. The lady that was telling us there, she says, oh, you know, it's going to be tough going. It's another 12k over pretty tough terrain. But we have to. It's really going to dig in now. We're gonna get over it and get to the next point. And yeah, you know, you can't. Sometimes you can't decide. We thought today we're going to take it a bit easier. No, the trail has different ideas for us.
The journey's taking us. It's not us taking the journey. kilometers to go, and we're gonna go as quick as we can. We're gonna go for it.
Get there before dark.
That was a really beautiful town that we just walked through. I would have loved to have stayed there. Everything was so quaint. Come on, darling, let's keep going.
No. Save yourself. Leave me here. I'll only slow you down. You go.
Are your feet really sore?
Huh?
Are your feet really sore?
Remember, the mule doesn't complain. We met this fun and colourful guy on top of the hill here. It was far too windy to hear anything that we're saying through the recording. But he had a lot of interesting things to say. There's like some monuments to the pilgrims, amazing views all around, as you can see. But this guy had a lot of interesting things to say. He knew a lot about the land, and he knew a lot about everything really, very culturally. He actually reminded me of Antonio Banderas. He spoke like him and said the sort of things that you can imagine Antonio Banderas saying. We had a lot of fun with him. And then he pointed us in the direction that we were going, and was telling us about showing us the village we needed to go to and everything, which turned out to be maybe not quite the right one, but he seemed to be very certain of himself anyway.
A very nice gentleman offered us a lift. And Matthew said, "Thank you very much, but I think we'll walk."
We have on video. I'm putting some DMSO on my feet. Just here is developing like into blisters. So this DMSO takes the swelling down, and it only really gets affected on going downhill. We've got a lot of downhill to go now. In these really smart shoes I'm wearing, which are about 3 or 4 mil thick. They're, you know. So yeah, so I really want to get the feet sorted so they're not ripped off me whenever we get there.
I'm a little bit concerned that we might not arrive on time before it goes dark. Because we set off very late today because we weren't expecting to walk the full journey.
If you want to see a man that's close to exhaustion, I am he. We just got down to the bottom of that hill, and we just realised we didn't have the camera with us. Couldn't find it anywhere. So I ran up the hill. There's a few people dotted about up there, so could have gone. And fortunately enough, you're watching this video because the camera's sitting there on a wall. Tori put it down to take a guy's picture for him with his camera. Then we set off, and that was it. But I'm glad we hadn't walked further. I'm very grateful we hadn't walked any further, and that it was still there. Whew. And that you get to see this. This terrain is really unforgiving on the feet. It's rough going, especially when going downhill on all these rocks and stones. You have pretty strong tendons and ligaments around your ankles. Very easy to go over on them. Our last stop of the day. The sun is going down, and we've got about an hour to power it in the last bit, right?
I hope so.
Final thoughts for the day. A water dragon, metal monkey. Yeah, let's power it in. As soon as that sun goes down, it'll start getting cold. Let's do it. Today has been a real test. We left at 9:30 this morning. It's now 6:30. This village that we've just come into, from what the guy pointed to on top of the hill, this was the village that he said, or the town, which we needed to come to. But it turns out it's just as we got here and we thought we were here. There's another sign saying 4.5 kilometers to the next village, and that's where it is. So Indigo's taken point. He's taken charge to lead us in. Yeah.
I'm crying right now.
in Spain. It's all getting festive. A number of people have asked us if we wanted a lift. Very nice, very friendly. Said, look, we'll drive you down to the next one. But said I couldn't accept the lift, right?
It's completely pitch black and we can't see a thing, and Matthew thinks it's okay to continue going for another 4 kilometres, which could take us an hour. Or longer if we don't find, if we take a wrong turn.
That's it there in front of us. After much drama, we have arrived at where we've arrived at, and we've got to go into this hotel and then get away into the albergue, which is right the other side.
Is there a key to go round?
Okay, gotta go round now. We've just arrived and look who gets all the attention. This is the result of 100k over unforgiving terrain in my Tai Chi shoes, wearing 30 kilograms of weight on my back. 2 very deep blisters on the front pads of my feet. The guy's having really difficulty getting the needle through because the skin is so thick and the blisters are so deep. He's threading my blisters on both feet, and this helps them heal. It stops them from re-blistering, so I can keep walking in them. Most painful blisters I think I've ever had, and I've had some pretty whopping blisters in the past, and these ones went very, very deep. And so if you don't have blisters like this, make sure you get yourself some decent footwear for this sort of thing, especially if you're doing the Camino De Santiago. The terrain is very hard on the feet.